What if 200 Roman legionaries met 800 zombies? Who is truly stronger? Before the battle begins, we need to understand who is taking the field. On one side, zombies. These are not slow, rotting corpses wandering aimlessly. In terms of characteristics, they are very similar to the zombies from the movie World War Z. These creatures are fast. Their movements are sharp, almost beast-like. They run, stumble, fall, and immediately get back up. They feel no pain, fear no wounds, and do not stop even when the body should no longer be able to move. The zombie's main weapon is the bite. One bite means a death sentence. The infection enters the bloodstream, and the person turns into the same kind of monster. Not immediately, but inevitably. Zombies know no fatigue, need no rest, and attack until their last movement. They react to sound. On the other side, 200 Roman legionaries, professional soldiers who have been through dozens of battles. They wear metal armor, carry large rectangular shields, scutums, are armed with pilums, short gladius swords, and act not as individual warriors, but as a single mechanism. Their strength is discipline, formation, and orders. Everyone knows their place. Everyone is used to killing on command. The legion moved forward, expanding the borders of Rome. Villages surrendered without a fight. Cities opened their gates. This time, a city appeared ahead that greeted them with neither a shout nor resistance. It was empty. The gates were flung open. On the streets, dead silence. "Hold formation," ordered Prefect Lucius Valerius. "Shields up! Do not disperse without orders." The legionaries entered the city. Fruits on the stalls had blackened with time. Water jugs were overturned. House doors were wide open. No bodies, no signs of struggle, as if the residents had simply vanished. This was wrong. The legionaries marched through the city in formation, and suddenly a man stepped out from around a corner. He staggered, as if drunk. His clothes were torn, his face covered in dried blood. When he saw the legionaries, his movements changed. He snarled and ran, too fast for a wounded man. "Form up! Pilums forward!" commanded Lucius. The spears flew simultaneously. One of them pierced the creature's chest, pinning it to the stone pavement. It fell, but it didn't scream. The legionaries watched in horror. "He isn't dying?" whispered a soldier. "What is that?" The soldiers began to ask in horror. They had never seen anything like this before. The creature twitched until one of the legionaries plunged a gladius into its head. Only then did the body go limp, and at that moment, the city came alive. The sounds of metal and the sounds of the legionaries' formation had attracted the other zombies. From houses, from shops, from dark alleyways, they began to emerge. Dozens, hundreds, 800 zombies slowly, and then faster and faster, surrounded the legion. "These are not humans," said Lucius firmly. "Listen to orders. Shields. Wall." The zombies rushed into the attack. The first rows fell under the blows of pilums, but the rest ran over the bodies. They crashed into the shields, scratched the metal, reached out their hands, and bit. One legionary screamed as teeth sank into his neck. Panic swept through the ranks. Some soldiers who began to break formation and drift away out of terror were immediately bitten and eaten by zombies. "Do not break the line!" shouted Lucius. "Swords out! Strike to kill!" The gladi began to work. The strikes were short and precise, to the neck, to the head. Zombies fell, but their numbers didn't seem to decrease. They did not retreat. They did not hesitate. They simply moved forward. The legionaries were facing an enemy that feared no death for the first time. Hour after hour, the streets turned into a meat grinder. The stone beneath their feet became slippery. The air filled with rot and blood. By evening, the last zombie fell, hacked to pieces. The legionaries were terrified and fearful. They had already lost a dozen soldiers, but they had won nonetheless. Silence fell. The legionaries survived. Towards evening, not far from the city, the legionaries lit a fire, removed their helmets, breathing heavily. Many were bitten. The wounds hurt, but no one paid it any mind. "We won," said a soldier wearily. Lucius stared into the darkness. Thus, night fell. At night, the commander was woken by a wheeze. One of the bitten men was convulsing. His skin turned gray, his eyes went empty. In an instant, he jumped up and latched onto the man sleeping next to him. Screams. Panic. Darkness. The soldiers bitten by zombies had now become zombies themselves and began attacking their own. There were too many infected. Even though the legionaries had won, avoiding bites and wounds had been impossible. By morning, the city was quiet again. But there was no legion, nor people. The 200 soldiers had now become zombies themselves and began wandering those lands. Rome won the battle, but lost the war. Who do you think would win? Let me know in the comments. Also, what battle would you like to see next?